But then it gets to a point where like, let me talk to this guy.
Yeah.
Because I want to go out.
I'm going
like
out.
understand
And this
what
time,
happened.
I'm not asking you.
I'm
letting you know.
I'm
going
going
out.
The worst
no
part is that's
facts.
literally what happens to this
No,
day.
no, that is
I
true.
will leave it. I'll just be like, I'm out.
I'm out.
Yeah.
It's like I'm in a down.
Yeah,
No, like it's
exactly.
grabs.
I will respect you.
Yes.
I will respect you.
Yes,
I'll
yeah.
make sure that even when I come back, I'm good. I don't do anything. I will still respect you.
Yes, bro.
Yeah, do
But
all the
understand,
chores,
yo.
you know,
Exactly. And
take care of your
and you
stuff.
must trust that you have raised me well to take care of myself when you're not there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Trust me.
That's
You
all.
understand?
And you know the worst thing is that
Yeah.
they will call, ne? And like, yo.
Yeah.
Then when you don't answer.
You might as well have answered the phone.
Or if you don't answer, it means either you're dead, you're doing drugs, you're doing something.
Yes,
You're doing something.
My parents didn't hit me, but they hit my older brother, right? And I asked my mom, like, why did you guys stop? And she told me, no,
Kev,
Bro's
That's
asking for
the
the
crazy-
Where's my beating?
that is
Gave
the
it to me.
craziest question you could have asked at that moment.
yo, what's up? We're back another episode of Boyz Aloud.
We're back.
Come on.
We back.
As you guys can see, we have a returning friend of the show and a new friend of the show. Friend of the show. Please do your honors.
It's your boy Teo. I'm happy to be here. Been catching up with you guys, and we hope we hit 5K. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lock it in.
And then, for those of you guys who don't know, Lesedi over there, you know what I'm saying, he did his thing off cameras, he graduated, so let's just honor him for a moment.
That boy locked in. He locked in.
So how is it? How does it feel, dog? Like,
It feels amazing, man. Another milestone achieved. It feels amazing.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, a lot of hard work. And yeah, we happy.
He's moving. He's moving.
Yeah.
All right.
Being real, all of us here coming from black families, you know that it's a thing of emotional expression. It's a thing of, it's not necessarily, I don't want to say necessarily, but like, it's not common. You know, we come from families. Also, before I continue, because you can kind of get the talking about families. For all the families who are watching, just a quick disclaimer. We're not targeting you. Like, we're not trying to
Hey,
bash
you
you.
gotta keep it real
mom
now.
and
Yeah,
dad.
mom, dad, when you watch this.
Just a quick disclaimer.
Hey, don't catch us off
Just a
guard.
quick disclaimer. We don't have any issues with y'all, but we good. Yeah.
Exactly. It's just jokes. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if you guys are watching, it's just all love. You know what I'm trying to say? But as I was saying, now that we're grown, we can kind of look back and realize, like, why was certain stuff normalized? Stuff such as discipline is more encouraged than speaking out. You can't talk back. Or I'm an elder. It's my way or the highway. You know, things such as that is like, bro, it's respect. We have to respect it. But sometimes it could be a lot of baloney. You know what I'm trying to say? So what are things now that we can look back and be like, bro, I got this. I inherited this from my parents. But now it's like, bro,
It's like you can do. It was not that necessary.
it was not that necessary.
My favorite one is I carried you 9 months, boy.
Yeah.
9 months. That one. That really had.
You can
Like,
do
like it almost
Yeah,
feels
yeah,
like
yeah.
you have like they have ownership.
Yeah,
of it.
like it's gone.
You belong to
Yeah,
me.
like
You are
9
not your own
months.
person.
Yeah. But I just want to say in terms of us as guys, I think there's like kind of an event that everyone has experienced, right? I'm gonna just talk about it a little bit. I don't know if you guys remember when you guys were a kid, right? You tell your mom something you're a bit, shy of or embarrassed about. And then a few days later, your aunts come over, her friends come over, and then she gets the idea to tell them what you just told her. And you're like, yo, mom, you're just sharing
It's
my
like, hey, the bravery,
secret. Yeah,
bro.
the bravery. So it's a
Like,
thing of that occurrence is a thing of you betrayed my trust because I trusted you with this, right?
Yeah, because now the flop is like she treats it like it's not a big deal, but to
Yeah,
you
but
it's like
for
this is
you
like
it's
the
a big
biggest
deal.
thing in the
It's a big
world.
deal,
And like, of course, that's lies. But then, in my opinion, those are some of the things that happen that kind of impact you in the long run. For me as an individual, that kind of affected my trust with people because I'm telling you this and you couldn't keep a measly secret. How am I expecting to trust you with bigger things? You get me?
And I think it makes it so difficult because opening up becomes almost like a trauma reaction. Now you're thinking, what? Can I even speak to this specific person? Because and a lot of the time, they would be the one to say, no, you need to open up, you need to start
You
speaking.
need to talk
And
to
as
us.
a guy, you trying to open up to that factor, and then there's no confidentiality. It's not a therapist. They're gonna tell the whole family.
Yeah.
Now you look like, okay, I should never speak on that anymore. I shouldn't counter reply. I shouldn't say anything because it's gonna be deemed as being rude, talking back, or I'm just being extra.
But is that rude though? Like, is that? I mean, look, I consider myself a respectful person, right? And it's a thing of at home. My parents don't really, like, we don't argue a lot. So it's a thing of whenever we speaking, we're having a conversation, right? And they say something, and then I'm not supposed to respond, but I respond, and then they're like, "Why are you talking back?" I'm like, "We're having a conversation." Like, what am I-
And then when you say that, it's like you're having more.
I'm
like,
having
it's
more
like
attitude.
now you have more
Yeah,
attitude when you say
yeah.
that.
And
You're
like
having
one
a
thing,
conversation.
like these triggers for me. If I did something wrong and I'm coming to you, because this happened recently, I did something wrong and I'm like, Ish, I'm talking to my parents. I know they're gonna, shout at me. But then, so they're doing their thing, shouting at me, and I'm eating it up. I'm like, oh, I'm expecting this. I did something wrong. Then I'm speaking and I get cut off. And I'm like, whoa.
It doesn't look like
It doesn't look like
look
that.
like
Yeah,
that.
because
Like,
it's not necessarily about that, because that's
Yeah.
like my way or the highway. What you
Yes,
are supposed to do
that's
is
what I'm trying to
sit there
say.
like a sponge, take all
Take
this
everything.
information, and then,
Exactly.
yeah,
And I'm like-
I'm
and then you can't say, wait, let me finish.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't say, wait, let me finish.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm like,
They won't even give you a
Because now that's
second.
disrespectful.
And then when exactly
now
'cause-
you're raising your tone.
Exactly.
Like, no,
Like,
wait,
bro.
I'm still talking.
yeah. When
But
I cut
forbid you
off,
give your opinion. Forbid you even give a small opinion.
Bro.
It will be deemed as
you're being
see
disrespectful.
you start. It's always like that.
Yeah.
And it always feels like that when it's like you are bringing a valid point, but then they have no comeback to that valid point.
Exactly.
And then it's like you're disciplined for actually having like a
A
valid,
valid
input,
point.
You know what I'm
Like
saying?
something that actually makes sense. Because sometimes I feel like also you have disagreements with parents and then it's like, nah, what you're saying makes sense. But no, it doesn't make sense to me because a child is telling me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
understand.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a
That's the first thing. And one, you're being
True,
disrespectful
true,
because
makes sense.
it's something that I don't want to hear. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm saying things that you want to hear.
exactly.
You know?
But don't get it twisted. It comes from a place of pride. It does come
Thank
from
you.
a
I'm
place of
happy you
pride 'cause
mentioned
you're
that.
not going to hear. Let's be honest. I'm not gonna hear from a 6-year-old that, hey, you're not doing enough.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So
Exactly. That's facts.
you can
I feel.
kind of relate to them, but it's also a thing of once you get to this age where I have an opinion, my opinion should matter to you because I've built that trust with you where you know that, okay, my experience has given me some level of reason, some level of logic. So you not hearing me is you telling me that, no, none of what you've gone through is going to mean anything in
Yeah.
the later stage.
later stage,
Do you get what I'm saying?
Because at what point are you like going from their child to now a fully fledged adult?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's my problem. It's like sometimes with parents, right? They want you to be grown when it suits them and you're a child when it suits them. Because sometimes
That's
you'll
a
be
great
talking like,
point.
no, well, Lile, now I'm going to treat you as an adult. Right?
Yeah,
You're going to be an
an adult,
adult.
yeah.
I'm going to treat you as an adult. And then the situation happens where I expect you to treat me as an adult. No, well, Lile, you're a child.
Yeah, no, you're a
I'm
child.
grown.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like, if you want me to be this, if you put me, if you were increasing me on the pedestal, you know, in the house and everywhere, like, okay, Lile's growing now. Bro, on all levels, at all times, on all occasions, treat me at that level.
Definitely.
You understand?
Definitely.
It mustn't be like circumstantial or when it suits you as a mother or as a father or as any elder, honestly. Like, just always treat me as grown.
Bro, when
know
you
what I'm
say
saying?
that, like, I think of like an occurrence that happened like way back when. I think I was like 17, but I was still in matric. And obviously my friends would be more 18, 19.
Yeah.
So I literally go to my dad and I tell him, yo, like, can I go to my friend's like 18th birthday party?
Yeah.
So and he's like, no, why would you go to an 18th birthday party? You're not 18. So I'm like, okay, but this is my
Wait.
friend. So what exactly am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
But in the same breath, if I'm gonna ask, hey, can I go to like McDonald's or something? No, you can take yourself. You can walk.
That's-
So I'm like, okay, so then when
Yeah.
exactly does this parenting start and stop?
Exactly.
What's happening here?
Yeah, nah, bro.
It's
Honestly,
definitely-
I don't know. It's weird, bro. It's
Facts.
weird, yeah.
But Angel mentioned, sorry, you guys, I'm gonna call Kimite Angel a lot because he's my gaming buddy. But anyway, that's his
I'm
gaming
like,
time.
editors put a halo above his head.
Yeah. Nah, look out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I know what you're saying.
You mentioned something as an pride, like a trait. And I think that's one of a trait, pride is a trait, I hope so, I don't know, that we can kind of inherit from our families that we're surrounded from. And I just want to know, what's a trait that you guys think you've been exposed to that you currently have right now and you think you got it from home?
That's a good question.
Definitely.
It is a lot, hey?
I would-
There's a lot, boy.
But I'll open up and say that I think from primary till now, that the biggest thing I've had, and even now I've been open enough with my mom to say this is a big issue, and it comes from years of unheard situations, or feeling neglected in terms of my emotional distress at school or even at home. And it's really the same thing I just mentioned, pride. I felt like if I wasn't right, then the world was going to end. And that's the same thing my whole family had. I mean, majority of family drama issues, they
stems
come from
pride.
a place of, if I am wrong, then the world is definitely off my side.
Yeah.
Imagine you one arguing to a million. How are you going to justify talking the same thing and everyone disagrees with you? And I know that I've got it from family, and it's something that I'm happy that speaking to God as well, it helped me to open that up to my mom, and she found a way to help me to get through that. It wasn't even through therapy. Sometimes you just really need to speak to yourself and say, this is not who I am, and I would never want someone to feel like I'm invalidating their feelings or invalidating their opinion, because no one can be right. Perfection is something that we don't really understand, because there's only one perfect man, that was God. So you need to really see it from your point. But what do you guys think about that?
I like that you said that at the end, because you spoke about how you had to realize that's emotional intelligence.
Definitely.
In terms of understanding your emotions, being able to manage them, and then controlling them in a way. And then maturity also comes in. Emotional maturity is also the aspect of managing it. But the fact that you're able to do so at your age shows growth, right? And I ask myself, why can't our families, like aunts and uncles, do that? Why can't they sit back and be like, maybe what I did there was unjust. I've been acting like this towards this relative for a really long time now. Maybe it's something within me. Maybe there's something happened a long time ago and I keep on lashing out to them. But since you're grown, you don't want to do that. Well, that's how it feels to me. Like, you're grown. Like, you're satisfied with the way life is right now for you. This relationship you have with your relatives. So I really admire you for doing that. And I think that's the beauty of our generation right now, and a curse. Like, we know quite a lot, but it's a curse. As in, the other day I was talking to my friend's baby sister, and she was depressed. She said that. I was like, I'm
How
depressed.
old is she to be
She's
depressed?
9. Rather, she's 9, right? So listen, right? I'm talking to her.
Well, there.
And I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, I'm depressed. I'm like, why? She's like, my mom took away my tablet. And I was laughing, right? Because the word depression,
Yeah,
it's
such a heavy
it's a heavy
connotation.
word, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. With our generation, it's a blessing and curve, because there's so much information and things that we can learn about in terms of ourselves as an individual. But then we kind of use it as an excuse at the same time. I mean, depression, but you're 9 years old. You get me? But to also answer what you asked, I think for me, it'll be having a grudge. Right. And I don't know if I can based on my understanding, right? You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Like, grudge isn't like you do something, I forgive you, but I'm not letting that go, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. In my household, I'm not showing throwing any shade, bro. It's a thing of cool. Unknowingly, I make some mistakes. I do something wrong. My parents don't tell me.
Yeah.
Now I do something terrible, awful. They've been stirring it up. You see,
they
you are
bring that up
callous.
from
built
I'm
up
like,
frustration.
okay.
It's like they
So
waiting.
you've been stirring this up.
They're
You've been
waiting,
telling
yeah.
me. So not a thing of like, maybe if you told me the first time when you noticed it or picked it up, it would have dragged to this situation or how deep it is right now. You know what I'm trying to say? And it's a thing of damn it, I kind of lost my thought. I know it's not the same as, because parents are like, nah, you only listen to me when I'm shouting at you. But it's a thing of your approach. Like, how are you telling me sorry to help me or to guide me? Because sometimes parents do a lot more harm than good. Especially
Yeah,
when
they
it
don't
comes
know
to, they don't know, because also parents are the first time doing this. But it's a thing of, I was speaking to my mom about this, about hitting, like physically disciplining your child, right? So my parents didn't hit me, but they hit my older brother, right? And I asked my mom, like, why did you guys stop? And she told me, no,
Bro's asking for a
Where's my beating?
That is
Gave it to
the
him.
craziest question you could have
wasn't-
asked at that moment.
bro.
I wasn't asking for a beating. I was just like, damn, man, you guys won't hit me. And then I think is like,
That is crazy, bro.
Where's the love?
You know what you're basically saying is,
yeah.
can I see that belt? Let me see what you guys got.
Like,
Let me see
let
in
me
your
see.
prime.
And the thing is, looking at myself from a third perspective, I don't think my parents were really good at implementing fear through like shouting and yelling. So I think that's what worked for me. But anyway, as I was saying, I asked them like, yo, mom, like, why don't guys hit me? And she told me how she thinks that she did a lot more harm and damage than good. And it kind of opened my perspective as in your approach. Your approach really matters. That's what I'm saying when it comes to holding a grudge. That grudge, you could let go of it if you approach that person sooner
yeah.
and actually forgive them. You know, so that would be my answer as an individual.
I think another thing to add on to that is, what if the parent doesn't seem approachable? Because I think at that point in time, you probably have to try and forgive and make peace with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because at least in my situation, like for me, the gap between me and my parents is quite big because my mom had me like 40. So that is like an entirely different generation. So when I'm like trying to have these kind of like intelligent or reflective conversations, it's not necessarily going to be received the same way.
That's true.
They're gonna look at me a little bit more confused than they would like normally if you're having a discussion. Because I think for them, they had different priorities where we have, because we're in like more of a peaceful era, like we have more emotions as a priority, whereas them, they had more like conflict and stuff with apartheid
true,
and
yeah.
whatnot.
That
But
makes sense. Yeah.
So, you know, to your point, actually, I've always thought about it as, if I never saw it or never have experienced it, how can I reflect it towards people that I love? So with your parents per se, they never experienced that. They never were able to say, I feel, but it was more, I'm performing. Do you get what I'm saying? I have to do what I'm told and ensure that I do not disappoint, nor do I, ruin the family name. Because at the end of the day, for them, it was about, let's get out of this situation to better his future or her future. It was always that like it was literally only that. So when you come in and say, I have an opinion, you're basically saying, thank you for giving me the opportunity to say it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's why they're
true.
so shocked and surprised that you even have that willingness to say, I need to speak. I must say something.
And especially when you say that, most parents, you must understand, some of them never even had parents. So they would have this thing where like the fact that I'm your parent is enough. You cannot, because we some of us, we grew up with no parents or whatever. So it's like the fact that I'm there, it's enough. Don't ask me for too much because you are better off. Because I'm here for you.
You're better off because there's those that don't have parents.
So some of them come with that approach, and now for you to also have your own opinions on top of that is like, and then it's like you're not appreciative also.
Have I not done it?
But it's like, but at the same time, it's like, okay, bro, like it's not my fault at the end of the day.
That's true.
Like
It's
I wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
there.
I wasn't there. So let it be different this time. And I guess it's all like we need to learn from each other. And what Omolemo said is that the pride thing is also a factor because sometimes they feel that it's always their job to learn from us. Or to learn, to teach us all the time. But it's a thing that they should also know that they can learn from us too, because it's the new world, you know. And if that case, if they choose not to, then that's where we're gonna be fighting, and this thing will never change. Also,
And you
But a part of me also feels like I don't think it will ever fully change, nah? Because like answering Omolemo's question, like what have we picked up from our family, right? Like the traits. You said yours
traits,
was grudge, yours was pride and everything. For me, I feel like there's not necessarily a trait that I can say like, yo, my family, now I'm like this because my family's like this, nah. But I would say there's this thing where like sometimes family members will just hate a group of people or just dislike a group of people, and you are born into this family, so now also you're like, I don't like these people.
No, that's
Tell
true.
me about
Yeah,
it.
so that's
But
also
bro,
that's true.
you grow and you ask yourself actually, and now you chill with these people that they don't like. Like, actually, I like these people, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody
It's like,
why
why
was I tripping?
So why was I tripping?
I know
I like them. So my family that I was born into, you know, it's like, damn, why? Like, what do they have against them?
That's
and it's
true.
like, it's like there's a problem when like sometimes you're born into a family or a group of people that like already have a particular narrative or way to take on life, and then you just adapt that without you doing it yourself. You understand? Because it's like, as much as, and obviously I'm not gonna like, you know, I love my family, I'm not doing shade, you know. As much as I've heard my family's perspectives on certain people and certain things that they don't like, bro, I've been in situations with people that my family don't like, and it's like, bro, these are great people or whatever, you know. And maybe it's the time when I'm born and the time when they were born and etc. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like that's something that I had to quickly take myself out of before I was too deep into it, and like really take on life myself, you understand, and experience it myself before making judgments just because my family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah,
No, that's beautiful. I know your CPA and as well as yourself, really, you just mentioned how where the era that they were born in terms of apartheid and what they were born. Sorry, that era. I'm just gonna put an era. So I was trying to explain it, but like I just know what to explain that era. It was just how they kind of grew up in an environment of like had to survive and all of that. And one thing that made me realize is that I don't think they really okay, I'm sure they love their parents, but I don't think most of it was just fear. Like, I'm scared of this guy. And I think with me, like, I realized as a kid, I was fearful of my parents, but now I'm not. And there's another thing of like, I'm going to disrespect this person because I'm not scared of you. No, I still respect you and I love you. Hence, I'm going to be compassionate towards you and not take advantage of you. But I'm not scared of you. You know what I'm trying to say? And that's why I'm able to love you better because I'm not scared of you. I'm not loving you because I'm scared of you. Like what Ray said.
Because it's like all they knew was the type of love where it's like, hey, you either listening to this belt or like it's my way or the highway,
exactly.
Fight or flight. Like that's the only options you have.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have, there's another way. It's black and white. Choose a side.
Yeah, and you know what I feel like with parents, I feel like it's okay that all parents or all elders or people who are like guardians to those who are younger, it's like, it's okay to understand that like, bro, like, I'm also a parent, yes, and I'm taking care of this younger life and everything, but it's like, bro, you are allowed to be taught as well. Definitely. It's okay to be wrong. You understand? Like, yeah, parents, they take on so much. It's like, no, you're not a human. You're a superhuman, and everything you say goes, and everything that you say is correct. No, bro, it's not.
But you know that literally
it's okay for them to know that. Yeah,
that literally goes into that next topic where it's emotional intelligence. Majority of the time, even this word, sometimes it's just thrown around. Where someone would say, no, because of the way I reacted, I feel like that was the best way I could have. Or, for example, what Omolemo just said, the approach. Everything leading up to healing is always the approach, the conversation, and the reaction. I cannot tell you that I can't just come here and say, I'm sorry I made you feel this way, and then neglect all the past trauma that I gave you. And even trauma, yes, it is used lightly nowadays, but it's still prevalent today. We see it in our the teenagers now. The adults are mainly the adults.
Yeah.
Some of them will not admit it to you. I'm just grateful that I took the time to see it from their perspective too. There was no way for them to say, I have healed, because they didn't. The only way they could heal is by allowing you to make a decision that they never had, or to make that decision to change.
And the thing is, I want to kind of retrieve my statement from earlier. I mentioned how they don't want to grow, or they don't want to learn how to like emotional intelligence, emotional maturity, all of that. They don't want to go on that journey. But I don't think they can, bro, because they've been messed up for so long that now it's
because even with what he's saying with emotional intelligence, we confuse, especially the respect, we confuse the feeling disrespected and actually being disrespected. That's where they get it confused also, because it's like, I'm coming to you and it's like, no, your tone. My tone.
Yeah.
Okay, you are saying this because I've never done this before. That's why it's a surprise. Let's start there. It's a surprise. I've never done it before. Okay, it's new, and get used to it also. I'm growing. I am gonna start approaching you this way, and I will try to respect you, but I'm growing. I understand that I'm not gonna sit back anymore.
I'm not gonna
sit back anymore. This is an uncomfortable
because the
process
other
for
thing you must
both.
understand is like they also knew it's a shock to them. I mean, we're all humans. It's a shock to them. Like, hey, this child that was here is telling me this. Yes, I'm telling you this. We are on this level now.
True.
And let's come together and discuss how you want me to approach you. Because we all, the way you would say approach, but the way you approach me is not going to be the same way you approach him. It's different. And that's where relationship between you and your parents starts. Because I remember even with my mom, she used to say, she never used to hit me. She hit me once when I was young. And then she said I used to hit back. And she's like, hi, I'm not hitting you. Because I used to hit back. She's like,
Yeah, bro, that's a
and
fight.
then she knew that all she had to do was just talk to me. And then I would listen. Then with my younger sister, she's like, hi, when I talk to my younger sister, when she talks to my younger sister, she would back chat. Then she's like, okay, maybe a young would work on her. So you see the relationship with my mom and my sister is not the same with me and her.
Nah.
And maybe it goes down to
Yeah.
the same thing with you and your brother as well.
100%, you nailed it. It's the same thing.
One thing I do want to add on to that, right? Because now I'm thinking about this. In that situation when you're growing up, there's not necessarily like a discussion about how this relationship works.
Facts.
It's more just they decide how it's going to
Going
work
to work.
until
Yeah,
you
Exactly.
can decide.
Until you can decide.
And that thing takes courage because it's not easy as to
it's
grow
not.
up. Now,
It's not
now you need
It
to have
does,
that courage and that strength to go up to your parents and be like, okay, I know it has been working for you like this, okay, but now I'm on the table. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's talk. It's not easy. And I mean, it starts with if your dad once told you, if you ask me to go to a party, I will say no. What are you gonna do? You're gonna sneak out, obviously. But then it gets to a point where you're like, let me talk to this guy.
Yeah.
Because I want to go out.
I'm
It's
going
like
out.
understand
And this
what
time,
happened.
I'm not asking you.
I'm
letting you know.
I'm
going
yeah,
out.
man,
No,
yeah,
that's,
no,
that's
facts.
literally what happens to this
No,
day.
no, that is
I
true.
will leave it. I'll just be like, I'm out.
I'm out.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm in a down.
Yeah,
No, like it's
exactly.
grabs.
I will respect you.
Yes.
I will respect you.
Yes,
I'll
yeah.
make sure that even when I come back, I'm good. I don't do anything. I will still respect you.
Yes, bro.
Yeah, do
I
all the
understand.
chores,
Yo.
you know,
Exactly.
take care of your stuff.
And you must trust that you have raised me well to take care of
Thank
myself when
you.
you're not
Yeah.
there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Trust me. You
No,
understand? Because sometimes when you go against me wanting to go out, it's like you don't trust yourself.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what? You did a wrong job. So it's like,
Exactly.
yo,
And you know,
Like-
you literally read my mind. It's
Yeah.
almost like you're saying, I have not, and a lot of parents will say, there's no handbook to raising a child, right?
Yeah.
But I'm sorry to say this, né? There's no handbook. I'm sorry to say this, right? I'm pretty sure you've seen a few reviews on how to do it in terms of that kid was treated this way. My son may not be like him, but he's hanging out in the same crowd, maybe the same environment. Why can I not, instead of going aggression, let's go discussion. Let's develop something.
exactly,
Because we never try to, this is a new innovative generation.
Yeah.
So let's start to add something simple.
Yeah, let's not try.
Let's
it.
add
The thing is,
something simple.
I agree with you guys when it comes to if you haven't messed up. No, sorry. Yeah, actually, like once you mess up, then they have a reason to start treating you like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, no, but bro, it depends. Though.
Because the thing is, like you betrayed their trust.
If
You
I
went-
mess up in the sense that I did something that
You
that
went-
were clear on not doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you went
Okay,
out.
okay.
I trusted you to go out. You came back. You're throwing up all over the place. You did something irresponsible.
okay,
I mean, of course you can drink, but then you couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
So now you're not holding your weights,
I'm
right? So
glad
now
you mentioned
now they have that treatment.
true,
And at
yeah.
home, the thing is, I can go out like some of that. My mom, I'm going out, coming back home pretty late, midnight. I'm like, all right, cool, because I haven't messed up. Like throughout my whole life, I haven't messed up. So
They have that
they
level of trust.
have that level of trust with me.
Definitely.
You see that another thing, because it's also a similar situation with me, is that there was never that talk.
Ish.
Like I guess with me, it was the thing. He's not going out,
He can't.
so he can't.
Yeah.
And now that's the thing, because
Because they don't know you enough.
Exactly. Thank you.
Never.
Thank you. They don't know you enough
enough.
because
Yeah, facts,
because,
actually, that's a good
because
point.
it's not like, bro, like when you go out, you're gonna come back perfect if they're not allowing you
To go out.
to go out.
That's true.
And then you will go out and then you come back like, yo, like a whole mess.
Yeah.
And obviously a part of it is your fault, but a part of it is also their fault because it's like
Yeah.
allow.
Exactly. The thing is, yeah,
See, let
I
things
agree.
happen also.
There has to be a balance because if
has
I'm
to
gonna
be.
be restricted my whole life, and as soon as I hit college, as soon as I hit uni, I'm going to go all out because I've been unbalanced my whole life. I've been restricted, so as I'm full sending it. Like, I can't lie.
Just
Say
I-
hard launch.
Go crazy.
Hard
Go
launch.
crazy.
Dude,
Hard
that's why.
launch, boy.
That's why, like, first year for me at uni has been calm. I haven't been doing anything crazy because throughout high school, I haven't been doing anything crazy.
crazy,
Like, I mean, sorry, they've been giving me the leverage, like the ability to do so. You know. But for my peers, I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, hey, man, bro.
Hey, you going
Yo,
wild.
you going
And
wild, my
bro,
boy?
you
Nah,
know,
that's
that
true.
reminds me now.
Yeah.
So going into uni, right? Obviously, I don't look like the guy who's like, I'm out, I'm drinking. So one of my boys is like, hey, let's go to this place, right? I'm saying, okay, brother, you know me, I'm a homebody. I don't know about this stuff. So whatever there is to drink, you gonna tell me, and then I'm gonna drink slowly because I'm too scared. And I'm the designated driver. I'm proud to say that. Designated driver. So
sir.
we go there. Mind you, I know this brew. Mother Christian, father Christian, these guys made sure this guy grew up proper, like everything. Everything he needed, everything he wanted, it was there. The only thing he never had was the freedom of choice. He, wherever he goes, it better be the mom's decision. Whatever party there was, he even missed one of my birthday parties because it was in an unsafe area. And
Crazy.
which is my house, by the way.
Oh.
No, and I was so
That's
shocked,
ridiculous.
bro. And my mom was offended. You know, my mom was offended, but you know, I had to level her down and say, you know what, this is how they run
This is
their
how
family.
families are.
Yeah.
So
Families
I
are, guys.
can't
This is how
judge.
families are. You know what I'm
But
saying?
seeing him at that level, the boy was out of it. I mean, I had to literally drag him into the car, say, hey,
Crazy.
I'm gonna take you home. I'm gonna take you home. I'm gonna make sure that your sister takes you there so that no one else sees you, because you know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, like, bro, he literally said, I'm tired. Like, I need to see, why am I being blocked from this area? Why is it restricted? So I'm gonna test it. And then that's where your point comes in. You're gonna full send, and then something like the worst is gonna happen to you because you never got the slow regression. Like
Exactly.
you
You never
never
had
Yeah, there
that.
was
Yeah.
no communication.
No,
No one
exactly.
like walking you through it.
Yeah.
It was
There
just
was no one.
don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Just
like,
don't.
And
Don't,
guys, we've been
don't.
saying this for years. Like, where the more you tell someone no, the more they wanna know.
they're gonna do
Yeah.
it. They're
You know,
gonna
you understand. So like, that's my thing.
That's
It's like-
another point to add. And then the moment you want to know why they're saying no, all of a sudden it's hands.
Ah,
It's
yeah,
hands.
yeah.
It's like,
It's what did you say?
Yeah.
Let's run it. No, let's run it.
yeah, bro.
Okay, but in fairness though, just to come in there, with all due respect, has it ever crossed your mind that it's not that they don't trust you or how they've brought you up, but rather the world out there and the state of how.
No, that's
excuse.
fair.
Listen,
No,
listen here,
that's
listen here.
way.
Respectfully.
No, that part I understand. But here's the difference. There's a difference between knowing the world out there and saying no, and knowing the world out there and educating me why you're saying no.
No,
Because
exactly.
there is no, don't touch the fire. I don't know that if I touch the fire, I'm going to get burned.
burned.
Otherwise, if you say no, don't touch the fire, you are going to hurt yourself. Then it's like, okay, I understand that this thing is clearly a bad thing. Like certain things like hard drugs, we know, hey, don't do that. You see evidence of it everywhere that this thing destroys lives. But when it comes to something that seems normalized but can still ruin your life, and you want to ask about it, and then they just don't tell you anything about it.
It's
lit-
like, it's like, what do you expect? Yeah, bro. I honestly agree.
No.
I think parents
And
just
then that
need to-
why part is wrong to say.
Ish.
Why?
Why? It's like when you
That
say why,
why?
or you've killed the pets, you've killed
No,
something.
that
bro.
why is you saying.
man?
That why is literally you
like,
slapping them
why?
in the face and
Yeah.
saying, I don't care what you
Okay,
say.
yeah.
That's what they see it as.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
why?
Like, for me, it's almost
How
like,
dare.
okay, and to what was just said, and the only reason I said fairs is because for them, again, back to approach, you can't just say anything and I should believe you. You're not, sorry to say this, you're not God. You can't just say that and say yes.
Yeah.
Nah,
Like, I really need,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, when you send me to get an education, all these people that are teaching me, right? They had to have gone through all these stuff. They had to have they had to get that certification just for someone to say, yes, I can approve this person can teach this, right?
true, yeah.
Now, when they are teaching, majority of students nowadays, we learn from the past experience. I mean, even books. All books are literally a person's past experience, or how their experiment went, and they said this is right. Like, there's thousands of books, some of them speaking the same thing but altered because they all went through something different. So if you are saying no, you are saying there's no equation where I can say, okay, if I do X, then this Y is gonna happen. But you're just saying X and then I slap your hand. Don't do it.
Yeah,
Can't
it's
you?
just X. That's all
Where's
there
the
is.
equation?
Where's the
It's not.
equation? Yeah.
There's no,
Yeah.
That's
All there is X.
Yeah.
It's not score now. Just
And you're
slap
just
my
gonna
hand and I
fight.
must find
Yeah.
Just
something.
gonna fight.
Yeah.
But yeah,
To play
But
devil's
yeah.
advocates, I do want to say that this is coming from a generation that doesn't believe in therapy. I will say that.
Yeah,
Because I remember trying to pitch this. I think I was like grade 9 or something. I was thinking, hey mom, could like I go to therapy and stuff? Then she's like, why would you want to do that?
The
I'm
thing is-
like,
Yeah.
how exactly? Like I wanna find out what's going on a little bit, like more internally.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, you can talk to me. But how can I talk to you when you haven't?
can't.
Like I don't feel
I can't speak to you.
comfortable saying all of this
exactly,
now.
yeah. And like the thing with me, right, which is something I've a bit struggled with parents, is that like, you see, when it comes to more of these topics like going out, the world out there, just those type of ones, it's like, hey, Welile, no, you don't know. But then when it's other things like Welile is hurt, he's emotional, I need someone to talk to. Now they're there, come talk. It's like, bro, no.
That's-
No, if you're not gonna let me talk about the world
That
outside, I don't wanna speak
contradiction
about
is
emotions.
crazy.
Exactly, there's too much of a contradiction. It's like, bro, if you wanna play this part here, you gotta play it here too.
Now it feels
Understand?
like,
And also
now
the
it
thing
feels
is-
like you're playing a role.
the thing
in
of-
the house.
exactly.
The thing of the world, I'm not trying to be disrespectful in terms of saying this, but people are gonna get hurt every day. Like nothing is gonna change. Like every time I go out, my dad hints or my mom, yo, you see what happened? That kid, it's the case happened. I'm like, yo, it's happening every day.
Yeah.
Like I won't. I'm not even.
It's like, dog, I know.
Yo,
bro.
like I know.
I'm buying, dog. Like, I know.
No, honestly.
It's
That's
like,
good.
you know, I know, and it's sad, you know.
It's like that happened to that kid. That's crazy.
I feel sorry for them.
Like, who would've thought
But
so?
anyway, I'm getting late.
yes.
Dude, what's happening? Bro. All
Now
the
you have
time.
to be there and say, man.
damn, another
Okay,
one.
bye. I'll see you. Literally.
Another one bites the dust, like bro. I'm not gonna lie. So for me, it's a thing of even in their generation as well, bro. Everything that's happening now is not new under the sun. It's been happening, bro. And you guys just trust that you did a good job. And knowing me, bro, I'm a good communicator. You don't have to message me, be safe ×4, be safe. Be like, bro, I'm good.
Like, I'm
bro.
chilling.
Like,
I'm
chill.
alright.
You know, the worst thing is that
Yeah.
they will call, ne? And like, yo.
Yeah. Yes.
They when you don't answer.
Or if you don't answer, it means either you're dead, you're doing drugs, you're doing something.
Yes,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
doing something.
Yeah.
Literally, my mom did that once to me. And mind you, I'll call this lady 6 times, won't answer. I'll say, okay, no, it's cool. Maybe she's busy. Me, I'm in class, by the way.
Yo.
She calls me.
Yo.
I see, I did see it. I'm like, okay, I'm in class. I'll just text
Yeah,
her.
and you'll
I text, she's
follow
like,
after.
what are you doing? You didn't tell me class was going to take that long. I'm like, okay, let's call. Let's breathe.
Let's chill, bro.
talk.
Facts.
Now
Yeah.
there's about to be a fight for having an education.
That's crazy.
That's why that's where us as young people, we come in and start with them and say, you know, sometimes we don't wanna we don't wanna be harsh to them also and say, why you always say, sometimes ask, Mama, are you okay? Daddy, are you okay? Let's start there also.
Cause it's
Yeah.
like sometimes
Sometimes
it's
you'll find
like,
there's also that, because remember they also have
Yeah.
insecurities as well that they don't want to expose, because
Yeah.
remember they're parents.
Yeah.
So they always want to, make sure they're strong, because I mean, if you come with anything tough or any situation, they're gonna be there. So they don't wanna show too much signs of insecurity and all of that, because what will you do? You'll go somewhere
You
else.
want to know your parents' problems.
I won't lie. When it comes to knowing my
At a certain age, I think so.
Yeah.
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 like when you're ready for it also. Because there's a time in your life when certain things don't make sense. But
And also, like, I'm not a kid anymore. Like, I can see something's off. Like, when I'm a kid, they can play it off saying, or you can just take notice of it. But when you're older, you realize, okay, something's wrong in the house.
But it's
Like, you
also
start
a thing of,
noticing patterns.
so
Yeah.
that pill is so hard to swallow, because when you really think about it, if my mom told me today that she was depressed, how can I? And that's the one thing she doesn't want you to think. How can I do this or this to make things better? Because she wants you to focus on your life, who you are.
Yeah, she does.
Do you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
true.
It's really, it's
That's
the
what they
hardest
do,
pill to
yeah.
swallow.
That's true.
I can't imagine telling,
True,
if I'm old, I can't imagine telling my son, yo, I'm struggling.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's a deep, the deepest conversation. And once you are open, like once you're ready to open that box, then I promise you, like,
Yeah, you can't close it anymore.
You can't.
It's like that's the day your parents go from being superhuman to just human.
Just
after
human.
that.
But that's the they're human though.
But no, but
That's
then
the
even in
thing.
that case, it's like you need to certain things you're not ready for also.
Yeah.
And certain things honestly you don't have to know. And when you grow up, you can read between the lines also.
You-
he
Yeah.
doesn't have to tell you, or he
Exactly.
doesn't have to
Yeah,
tell
you can
you.
see.
You are
Yeah.
mature enough to see that, okay,
Ish.
I see something here. Maybe they may need a bit of
Yeah,
help.
need some
one, two, three.
patching
Also,
here.
you smart, bro.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you
You can
know
see,
that
yeah,
okay, here
yeah.
I don't need to know. I can see what it could be. Let me do my best at it.
But I will say that I think in developmental ages, like when you're younger and something like that happens where they don't tell you, similar to how we we're saying if they say no, I think that's also like how you form the wrong connections in your head. It's like you can't do this and then they don't give you a reason. So now you're thinking, yo, now they're just trying to keep me in the house.
Ish.
How am I supposed to go and see like how I'm going to make a name for myself or something
Yeah.
along those lines?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
A question. What age did you guys start seeing your parents as human?
You know what?
So with me, it's kind of different because I view my mom more of like she's a superhero, of course, but then I view her more of as a human than my dad. And I think it's because my mom has been more vulnerable with me in comparison with my dad. My mom has been vulnerable with me since I was in, I don't know, even primary school. Like she'll tell me how she's feeling, right? So that image is gone, but I still respect her and love her because this woman is powerful. Like the work ethic and all of that, and the fact that she's overcome those mountains and all of that.
Yeah.
But it's a thing of it's I don't know everything because for my safety as well. Because I
Yeah,
still have
that's
this
true.
image.
That's
But then
true.
to answer the question, I think it depends because of the both parents. But very young for me, with my mom, I think I was 12. Right, and then with my dad, it hasn't happened. But
It
then I
hasn't
still,
happened,
yeah,
yeah.
like, I haven't broke that
It
ice.
hasn't happened,
yeah.
But then I view him as a human, and as a parent, not as a human, as a parent, not a super. And I think it started this year. Actually, no, I lied. When I started speaking so much more, because the thing was, as a kid, you're kind of scared of your dad. You don't see him that much. He's quiet. You know, all the information.
Nothing he says makes sense. Like, yo, this
Yeah.
guy,
There's
yo,
a
this
hierarchy.
guy.
The information goes from your mom to him. You speak to your mom, the information goes to him. Like there's a method. But then I started putting into practice and speaking to my dad much more. And now we're pretty comfortable. But it's a thing of I still have a lot of work to do. You know, so I would say like recent as well. I can't. Yeah.
I
And you
can get
guys.
that. I think for me, the first time I probably realized that my mom was human was when she cried for the first time. That was from like a passing
Facts.
of like.
Oh my
sibling.
gosh,
Like, when
that's
I
a
saw
good
my mom
point.
cry, I was just like, yo,
That's a
like,
good point.
like I've never seen this lady cry before in my life, and I was a teenager at that point, so I was just like, yo. Nah, then that means like life can happen to everybody, guys. You know, don't be doing that. And then my father, it's so interesting because the only time I saw him as like imperfect was when I started self-reflecting and like thinking about how I grew up. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Where it's like you can kind of see the mistakes that he made so that you could not make the same mistakes when you are going to teach all of that to your kids. Because by that point, that's when you realize, okay, there's not much to learn here, but whatever I can take away, I'm going to take that and then keep it. So I'd say for him, it's more from like human to like a parent kind of a thing. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes
Now
sense,
for me,
yeah.
with my parents, it was more of like with my mom. The relationship I have with her is more like always like real, just like you know, like it's just like a real, just like ma, welile, yada yada. So my mom, I've always like experienced the human part of her, but when I was a child, not really. More so when I started growing into a teenager, and like when my mom would express emotions or be more direct, you understand, and expect me to get it's like damn, like she's opening up. I'm seeing my mom in ways that I never saw her before. Especially the things that she's saying or how she's delivering things emotionally. That's when I saw like, okay, nah, damn, like, you know, she's there, you know what I'm saying? Or when times are tough or she's carrying a lot or etc., I can see like, damn, yo, like this is my mom, but like she's also a human being struggling every day or whatever the case may be. And then my dad, it's also interesting because my dad is like superhero now. And then I only experienced that human part of him in portions, bro. In portions.
Bro,
It's like it's
like it's a teaser.
yeah, it's a teaser.
Little bit.
He gives
and
you
then it
the
stops.
trailer, he
stops,
says, hey,
Yeah. And then it goes again. And then it stops.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
saying
that's
buy
so real.
tickets now, you'll see it later. Don't worry.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
exactly.
saying? It's on portions, bro. And it's like always maybe when something bad happens.
Facts.
Nah.
Ish.
And it's like only me and him in the room. And then he's like, okay, now talk. Like, now let me talk. Now he's also talking. He's also, I'm like, okay, damn, like, okay, I can see this guy for who he is. Like, I can see through all that hard exterior, man,
That
yada,
armor.
yada. That
It's those
armor.
sit
armor.
downs.
Yeah,
You see
it's
those
those
sit
sit-downs,
downs, one-on-ones.
yeah.
That's when you can really see like
Yeah.
who this person really is, because
Yeah.
they know you and they're trying to get, they're trying to get to understand you a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm hearing what you're saying,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, especially for me, because me and my mom, like, it was a young age also, when I was like 13 going to high school, I could see that, no, I can talk to my mom about anything.
Same.
Yeah, facts.
Anything, everything. My dad, like right now, I wouldn't say like I see him as like human. I understand why he's acting Superman now.
Yeah.
There's that thing.
There is that
There's
thing.
that thing.
Yeah,
Now I'm
there
at a
is,
point
yeah.
where I understand
Yeah.
why he's acting Superman. Yeah. First it was just Superman. It's like, hey dog, like you say, it's just that hard thing, like nothing goes through him or whatever. But now you get it. Now it's like, oh, so you were tough on me like this. And sometimes you feel guilty. It's like, ish. Okay, he was right for being this hard, eh?
But I'm still mad.
Yeah, but I'm mad. But like, it's like, okay, but I get it now.
Stay
He's
mad.
tough. He's tough love and all of
Yeah.
that, and him
Yeah, I
doing
think
1,
one-
2, 3.
yeah, one
and
thing we're forgetting
I
to
get
mention,
it now.
yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, one thing we're forgetting to mention, especially with like fathers, is the thing of like when you grow up as a young boy, there's certain things that fathers did when you didn't understand. It's like, yo, nah, boy, this guy. Like, who am I? Like, it's like you're talking to a wall also. Like, but this man doesn't understand, nah. But then when you grow, it's also like, oh, nah, okay, nah, I understand why my dad actually sometimes he keeps quiet.
Yeah.
You even think he's not listening. I understand it now. Or why he talks when he has, or why he's like this. It's like when you grow, it's like, okay, with the father, I understand why he said those things, why he did those things, or why he did them in that way at that time.
At that time,
Things like
exactly.
that.
And
Yeah.
to that point about the wall, it's like speaking to a wall. There's one thing I've always wanted to see. Like, I just want to ask you guys as well. What do you guys think is behind that wall that he's trying to protect you from? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that wall is built up from years of experience that he knows that if you go past there, there's no way he can help. Because you need to learn from behind the wall that he's showing. This is face value. This is him. He's showing you Superman. But behind there, that's Clark Kent. There's gents who are just telling you that, yo, there was nothing that man could have done to save you because you jumped over that wall. You said, no, I'm good. I want to meet Clark Kent. Clark Kent is not that same guy.
I won't lie, bro. You saying that right now just makes me appreciate the good man we have in our life, bro. Those guys are undervalued, bro. Yo. Shout out to the fathers, man. Yes,
Superman.
I said that was
No,
well spoken
but
of you, bro.
you
Yo.
know-
And it kind of shows that, like, I don't think also we need to we don't need to change that much. Yes, with certain things we can, but it's like we can take from our fathers also.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
We can.
Yeah, facts.
Because now I get it. Like,
Yeah.
I can see that I can also be hard on my kids, and I know how it's gonna turn.
And
out.
in what ways? Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
But to a certain extent also, because obviously there's certain things that you wouldn't do that he did. But more so is like I would still raise my kids the way he raised me.
Yeah, we just do our best not to make the same
Mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mistakes that are there, we just eliminate
Yeah.
the mistakes.
Yeah.
Some of them are just standard.
And
Yeah.
That no, with no reason. I'm gonna be that dad also.
Yeah.
And that does
Yeah.
make me
Yeah.
kind
I think
of
at a certain age I'll
emotional
stop.
when I think about from what you guys have said all together, and a lot of it I can relate. But for me, it wasn't a thing of now I saw him as human, especially for my dad and my mom. It was like once they started opening up to me, once I learned what the situation was, it wasn't that I saw them now as human, but I saw them more as these guys have just upgraded. They almost like they far more than just superheroes. They're almost like, how did you survive? How did you keep me sustained with all that pressure, with all that struggle?
Or how were you hiding that when
How?
I was young?
Do you know what I'm saying? It was
How were you
almost
hiding
like
that? Yeah.
now you're not even, to me, it's not even you're human. There's nothing, my struggles, when I look at my struggles now, it was just an issue of, damn, I need someone to help me out. I need someone to show me. For them, it's, I'm going to get through this for him.
Yeah.
There's nothing, I can't complain because I put myself, it's not even that I put myself here, but I made this decision to carry this weight for you. You know, I made this decision to say, behind that wall, once you see me, I want you to believe that everything I did was for that reason. Do you know what I'm saying? It's really as simple as that.
This is all
And-
I've worked
and,
hard
and,
for.
and now when you look at it from the perspective of a parent who's going through all of that, and then you want to do something and then they say no to you, and then now you chirping, they're like, yo dog, if you knew everything that like
Ish.
I'm not saying or I did, it's like I don't have time to be chirping over you about going out. I said no. You know what I'm saying? If you look at it from their perspective, it's kind of like
avoid it altogether.
Yeah, just avoid it. Like
Stay
no.
in the house.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense. But
Now
I
it
think
makes a bit sense,
that
yeah.
battle is still needed because you also grow.
yeah,
Because the thing
yeah.
is, sometimes, remember, everything starts at home. Confidence starts at home.
home, yeah.
Having fear starts at home.
Everywhere.
You know, having strength starts at home. So sometimes the challenge also starts at home. So you need
Beautiful.
to. So even as much as you still understand why your pops doesn't want you to go out, that doesn't stop you from challenging because you still want to grow.
Yeah.
You still wanna
Because
grow,
essentially,
so-
like, they are parents,
You
and
wanna form
we
your
are
own experiences.
and we are going to be parents one day, and we can see their mistakes, and here and there they can see their mistakes, but we cannot always fully allow our parents to carve us to being exactly like them, because we can see where being exactly like them, there's mistakes. You understand? So if we want to become exactly our parents, that means we're gonna make the exact same mistakes that they are making. Meaning we're gonna have the same argument with our kids that we're having with them. But we don't want that.
Yeah. So
But you're still going to have arguments with your kids.
And you're still gonna have arguments, but
Definitely,
as long as
yes.
it's different arguments,
Yes.
you understand? They must
Yeah.
be different.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
true.
saying?
I
So,
just
like,
feel some are still going to be the same.
yeah,
I think
of
it's
course.
Going
Yeah.
out one is still going to be
Oh,
the
yeah,
trust.
yeah,
Trust me,
yeah.
you want to be that dad.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, man.
it's a fine line as well, because what you're saying is, I do not want them to shape me to be like them, but for them it's like I'm on this tight thread. I don't know where to lead you, but I will do my best to assist you so you don't stumble.
yeah. I just think
True.
hey ladies and gentlemen, that was powerful, I can't lie. What I'm gonna say though.
Character development in an
Yeah, I wouldn't lie. That's facts.
Development 101.
Yeah, I wouldn't lie. 101. So hey, the journey to our emotional intelligence, emotional maturity, mental well-being starts from home.
It's a journey.
Yeah.
It's a big
Thank
journey.
you, thank you so much. If you've watched it, if you've made it thus far, really appreciate your heart goes into you. By the way, our emails, you know that's being available. We're just gonna have it there on the screen. It's probably below me. I don't know. But then hit us up. Thank you.
No emails for people who want
Wanna
to come on the
speak.
panel.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you see yourself, definitely hit us up and then you'll go through a procedure. I don't know how that is.
And,
But
just,
yeah.
and just to end it off, I just want to round off the episode by saying, guys, don't be afraid to have that conversation with your parents. Maybe you even watch this episode with them. And
That'll be
everything
nice.
like that, it'll be very nice. Or with your family members, your guardians, or whoever else who's taking care of you that you clash with here and there. Have the conversation with them and indulge with them, even in the uncomfortable conversations. And
And can I just say one thing before we go?
Yeah, man.
Apologies. You, or whoever's at home, and I hope this really touches your heart, you are not the only one going through whatever you are. As you can see, we all could relate at some point. So just love yourself, love your family. Do it for you. Don't do it for anyone else. Do it for you. Reaching out to your family, it's for you. Loving them, helping them heal is for you. So I'm just appreciative, and I hope to see you guys again and be back on the panel.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.